Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight. As you're making your way to your seat, we kindly ask that you please step into your row and out of the aisle as quickly as possible to allow those passengers behind you to make their way to their seat as well. If you're traveling with a larger rollerboard, please place it in the overhead bins, either wheels or handles first on either side of the aircraft. Keeping in mind that the overhead bin space is shared space, so if the bin directly above your seat is already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination.
We're going to try to get through this.
Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets,
Batteries.
and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door,
GPU
you
power.
must please place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. So we'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
Sterile cockpit is in place. No smoking and no fastened seatbelts. Emergency light is armed. All fire extinguisher tests are done. Fire system. And I'm going to cut that because it will drive me crazy. Okay, logo inspection lights are up. And the red lights going. And we're going to go ahead and fire up the APU. And I know you can't hear it, but there's just a subtle sound where you know it's going. You hear it there. Okay. Right, we're going to try to get through this flight. It's very short. We're going to Sioux Falls, South Dakota from Minneapolis. Over here in ground services, the weight and balance, I'm going to go ahead and load our company sheet. Load the plane. So kind of it streamlines, but we actually already loaded the plane now. And QNH or altimeter on this flight is wow, 2965. I'm going to change it here on this. I like this pop out, being able to do this right here. So 2965. There we go. And we already know that our let me do that. Cruise altitude, our flight level is 240 on this flight. Let me double check that. No, it's not. It's 280. So I'll put 280 there. Okay. Right. Let's go to. We're ready to go for our loading our flight plan. Look on there. Our nav identity. Our air rack is up to date. I want to check our air rack. Our air rack might be a little behind. It's here's today's date, but I notice if that's correct, I need to check the air rack. Okay, so we know on this side that is KFSD for South Dakota. Our flight number is DAL 1047. And here's the cool part on company route. I don't think I loaded it yet. Hold on, I need to fix something. So let me go to SimBrief Downloader. So it shows up in the database. Okay. So for our company route, I'm going to put KMSP, and we're going to put, let's see, KFSD. SD, and then I'm going to put a 0, 1 in front of that, and it goes right here. There we go. I'm going to load that. Our departure runway is 30 left. We're Shep 1 Roxanne. There we go. We're going to activate that, and our arrival should be on runway 33. And you see here I only have two choices, but we're going out on RNAV, and it's FETS, and apply that. I'm going to activate. Then we're going to double check our flight plan before we go and have issues. So you see already discontinuity, but let's go to flight plan. You see a vectors right there, right as we come off of our runway. I'm going to take that vector out and put the Huger in there like that. I'm going to activate that. So here we are going out, and let me see here. What's wrong? Oh, did the wrong thing. So this Huger is holding me up right there. What's wrong? McConnell. That's fine. Not sure why it's doing that, but when I go to try to go to the next waypoint, there he is. Okay. Huger, McConnell. Alright, should take us on in. I think I've got everything set correctly. All the way to 3-3. There we go. And let's go to performance. Right here, we're not going to change anything here, but on cruise altitude, we're going to put 2-8. We're going to do 270. Wow. 270 at 36 knots. Good gracious. Okay, no, that's all right. We'll be all right. Our center of gravity is 17.9. And our zero fuel weight is 60,010. There we go. You see already it's mapping out our plan there. Looks good. Okay. Right, everything's been placed in the system there. All right, and our takeoff information. Oh, hold on, passed it. Okay, here we go. Winds, by the way, on takeoff are from 300 at mild at 4. Temp is 0, and QNH is 29er.66. Which is off by 1 on that there, okay. Okay, so let's take that info, and let's see, we got our, compute that. We gotta hurry. There we go. So we're gonna go to download, and I'm going to download those V speeds. There we go. And let's go to takeoff. And here we have, let's see, we may have some changes to make here. Let's go to performance. Climb's okay. All that's okay. Okay, so right here, we want to go to takeoff 1, enter that. Let's go to FMS takeoff. The winds here, so we're going to put those winds in 300 dash or slash 04. And then let's go to the next page. Right here, flaps, we don't want flaps 2, we want flaps 1. Return. And we should be set. Okay. Takeoff is come back down here. 184. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put that over here. All right. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and push back. We're ready.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
We're coming off on runway 30. So, say we'll push back. We're going to push back to the right.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Right, before we get out of here, let's go ahead and tell them we're loaded and ready. Detach gateway. Make sure there's no ground objects in the way. All doors are closed. Let's look in the back. Cabin lighting. Let's go ahead and set that for now. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful cabin area. Okay.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Windshield strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
Alright, first things we're going to do is start engine 1. Excuse me, engine 2. And TCAS
Starting
is active.
pushback, and you may start engines.
Engine 2's coming up.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and I'll call. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta for 100 years and counting.
Delta.
Delta. Delta.
Delta Airlines.
The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the aisles,
Operation
exits, and bulkhead
complete.
areas
Set
clear.
parking brake.
If you lose an electronic device in your seat,
Disconnecting
please
tow.
do not
Stand
adjust
by.
your seat and ask a crew member for help.
As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your leg. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal tip down. Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin. Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used as a raft. In the event of an evacuation, leave all bags behind. Carry-in baggage will slow the evacuation. All exits are clearly marked with the green exit symbol. Locate the nearest exits and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisles to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from the panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull a mask or streamer down to start the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth, slip the elastic strap over your head, and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally, and note the oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to the seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head, wrap the strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lab children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, carry-on items secured, and armrests are at resting position, or as otherwise indicated on the placard in front of you. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we take off into the future, sit back and relax. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta, today and for the next 100 years.
Does that sound official or what? That sounds really official. In fact, I think that's what adds like to the immersiveness. I've flown with Delta Virtual for more than a year, and I think that not just Delta Virtual, but I'm sure American Airlines does a good job with that too, but I'm not familiar with Delta. I mean, for American Airlines, other than flying on American Airlines, I'm not familiar with it. So. If you notice, we haven't been using ATC, and that's because I was trying to streamline this flight and let y'all just watch like the ins and outs of how it works, especially you, Mike Green. Okay. Right, flaps already set, by the way, at flaps 1. We're about to hit the auto brake system. Landing light lights are going to be up now. And chronometer is reset. And auto throttle is set, so the minute I push the throttle forward, you're going to see what the magic happens there. It automatically will set itself. So okay, let's do that. We're set. Right, here we go. Okay, pushing the throttle forward. Hear it click. Okay, we're ready to go. Knots. B1. Rotate. Right. Positive rate. You're up. Flaps retracted. Autopilot engaged.
High speed. 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 High speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, we'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you and a welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 50% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. you'll find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertips. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know. They are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
Alright, we're at 15,000, climbing to 280, and I had a little hiccup on takeoff. What I usually do is I start out without, okay, auto throttle is engaged, which takes it to takeoff, but I don't have the navigation set. So it's not following the flight plan, it's just simply following the rate of climb or the speed. And I had something off there, so I overspeeded. Fortunately, I didn't damage anything, so we're good. Alright, we're at 240. We're almost already to cruise altitude. of detail in this model. I really like what they've done with E175. I would fly the E195 more, but at Delta, I think I'm a senior captain 1, and you need to have senior captain 2 or sky captain, I think, to fly the E195 for whatever reason. So anyway, all right. So we've just hit cruise altitude, light level. Seatbelt sign goes off. Sterile cockpit. We're off the sterile cockpit now. So okay. And we're at a cruise altitude of 290 knots. Yeah. So 290 knots. Or will be. We'll be here in a moment. Yeah, we will be. This is not a long flight at all. In fact, now that we have reached this altitude, we're going to go ahead and set our flight level altitude down to 3,800. And VNAV will actually manage this for us. So 3,800. So 3.8. Okay. And I base that, you see here, so we're at 290 knots now at 280. Our descent will begin at Roxanne, and we will start our descent step down based on the flight plan. And in fact, we'll probably capture at 3,100. I don't doubt it. And VNAV will actually automatically start our descent for us. I'm going to see how it does. Sometimes I have to intervene. We'll see how it does. Have. We're 107 miles outside of Sioux Falls, and it was like we're going to have a transition, a left transition to set up for approach. And will be an RNAV approach. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to need to do our preliminary for approach, landing, get our winds for arrival. Are going to be, it says clouds, by the way, are a few clouds at 11,000, broken clouds. Winds are 320 at 5. Temp is -2. And QNH is 2974. Gross weight is 65500. We're going to estimate 65500. And that gives us a VRAF of 126 at flaps 5. And we'll download that. And perfect timing. Okay. All right, we're good. So 2974 is our QNH. And we just reached top of descent, and we're on our descent.
Attempts, please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
And Pappies are going to be our best friend on approach. What I like hearing the ceilings at 11,000, so scattered clouds means visibility's really good, really good. So shouldn't have a problem. The E175 at the moment is one of my favorite aircraft to hand fly onto approach. Honestly, the 737 or the Boeing or the Airbuses are they're not much of a challenge per se, but I just love the way this aircraft feels. Very smooth. We're not far out, by the way. We're not far out at all. We're 51 miles outside of Sioux Falls. We'll be setting up for approach at about the 30-mile mark. So we'll be setting up for final approach. I didn't use ATC on this particular flight because I just wanted to do one. This is just a demo of the E175 and kind of what I've learned. Anything I'm teaching you, or I use teaching loosely. It's not a not an endorsement of a particular airline or anything. I'll show you how I normally fly the E175, and I try to fly it by the numbers, but you may find something that works better for you, particular part of the process. And they've got great, tell you what, they do have checklists are great. So if I need to go back and double check myself, got everything before start, engine start, after start, before, and right now, like our descent auto brake selector, I haven't set the auto brakes yet, by the way, so I'll do that, do a medium. Landing data is set, and our approach is set, so we're ready to go. Frequencies, everything that has to be done. Frequencies are automatically set, by the way. Switching over to altimeter setting. Make sure I got the right one. $2.974. Descent speed is 280 knots, and we're at 18,000 and descending. We are 28 miles out. We will be making a left bank turn coming up here to set up for our final. So I guess you could say we're about to make our base turn. Downwind. We'll call it downwind. I don't think I've landed at Sioux Falls before. You know, this would be a first. We're still on LNAV path and VNAV. We're on VNAV and LNAV. I'll take it back at about 1,000 feet. Saucy's doing a good job. this is the Payware E175 XCrafts Embraer 175, and I think I was asked the other day, should I get more of the E-jets? And my answer to you is, why would you? I mean, they all have similar makeups. They all have the same, like the dash, everything looks the same. And so why do you want to spend the money? Okay, but I'm a hypocrite because I also bought the E195, but honestly, they're absolutely no different. What you're talking about, an addition of 30 people. So, I'm not sure. I wouldn't spend the money. My hindsight is I would go out and spend the money to do it. Now I wouldn't. It's just not worth it. All right. Landing lights are coming up. And seatbelt sign is on, which it should have been all along. Sterile cockpit. Sterile cockpit. I do get spoiled by ILS runways. It's nice to have that like descent set up, you know, that glide path set for you. So you got to work a little bit more on RNAV. But if you're looking for a good aircraft to work RNAV on, this would definitely be the one. It's got a really nice feel. Like I said, everything works. One thing I'll say about XCrafts, it all works. I'm trying to think if I don't like anything in particular, and I can't really say necessarily that I do. Well, sure, would it be nice to have an auto land where it really kind of takes you down softly? Sure, but you really don't need it, because typically you're going to take over anyway at 1,000 feet. So I'd say it just works great. All right, we're getting ready to go below the 10,000. And we have a turn coming up here. So at FSD, we'll make a turn to fence. And then from fence, that's where we'll basically get set up to come back. So if I were using ATC right now, which I'm not, I normally use say Intentions, and I'm just not on this flight because I wanted to focus. It would already have vectored me. So in our case, we don't have that today. Nice little shot of the sweeping left turn. That's awesome. Looks good. And we're beginning to descend down to our approach speeds. So the next waypoint is Feznet, which Feznet's, we're going to pass right over the airport to get set up, and then at Feznet it'll swing us back around, bring us back onto our final approach. Nice little shot of Embraer, XCrafts, Embraer E175. I am partial to this XCrafts E175. You know why? You know, it's always the same reason. It's because whichever one you're spending the most time with, because you're more familiar with it. Of course, it's going to be the one you gravitate to, but I really do like it, and I think there is an I think isn't there another E170 or no? It's the E140 series from another manufacturer, and I just haven't really even given them the time of day right now, so I don't know. I can't speak to that model. I can only speak to this model. We're at flaps 1 currently. About to go to flaps 2. Our final flap setting will be flaps 5. Usually I stay on flaps 4 until landing gear comes down, because it will nag you to drop the landing gear if you hit flaps 5. Airport's behind us, you see there? Coming back for it. Be back for dinner. Just a point, just a reference is that our elevation is 1,400 feet. So when you see our numbers right now, like our actual, when you look at our elevation, we're at 3,800 feet right now, where it says 5,500, but technically our elevation is 3,800. Okay, and here comes the turnaround. And I'll activate the localizer in this case here. And we're at flaps 3 at the moment. Flaps 4. We're 10 miles out. We're about to drop gear. To hit approach, and it would use the localizer, but we're on our own on getting configure set up for the approach. I'm not sure, why are you doing that, buddy? Why are you sweeping to the right? See if he's sweeping around because he's actually coming back around. That's what he's doing. Or if I messed him up when I hit the localizer. Shouldn't have. So right now, fence is, we're beyond fence, which is the waypoint that we were going to currently. But what I'm saying is now here, are you going to adjust yourself and come back around the fence? Or are you going to kind of hang out there? Right, so I'm gonna take it to Yuccan. Something's wrong. So let's go to Yuccan, and I'm direct myself to Yuccan. Down. All right, we're straightening up for Yuccan. I'm taking back the descent. lining up here for yucking. A little behind there. Okay, let's get back down. We're at 3,100 feet right now, 4,100. Technically, though, I think 3,100. So I'm coming down a little bit. There we go. There we go. Right, we're already aligned for the runway. We will not be given any glide path help, but it looks like we actually have a little bit of help there. Okay, let's go. Flaps are currently at 5. We're a little bit low on the glide path for yucca, but we're doing fine. As Zotso, we want to be at about 2,200. Straightening up.
1,000.
There we go. Should call out 500 here in a second.
$500.
Throttle.
Throttle's mine. So far we're on a good, we're going to kind of a steady glide path. It's good. Right. Although those pappies are screaming at me right now.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. Minimum. 200.
We're off a little bit there.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Auto brake.
I wouldn't call that a great landing, but I don't think I got anybody sick.
Please remain
How about
seated
that?
with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during landing. You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed. We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account.
Alright. Landing
If
lights
any of you
are
should
off.
have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
Right. My kind of lost it a little bit on my alignment for approach, but other than that, I was the aircraft itself did a good job. It's a really good aircraft. Usually, if something messes up on a particular flight, it's always the old adage. It's not you, it's me. But I think that one was good. Alright, let's go find us a place here. And I want to do a replay. I want to at least watch the landing. Like I said, not great, but I think we did have a good FPM, very acceptable FPM. I think it was smooth for the people that were in the plane, so I think we'll be fine. Okay, all right, we're gonna bring up the emergency brake. APU. It's not going to let me bring out the dock, and the dock's not a SAM. Okay, that's all right. We'll just set chocks in. Lights off. APU active. And engines off. Okay. One more thing before we do our replay. Touchdown was about 195. Did I bounce at all? Or did I come down? No, 195. Okay. I'll take it. Not a great score though, and that was because my climb on the front end was not good. So, all right, let's look at the replay. I know that's the only reason you're here. Replays. Okay. All right, here we go. actual glide path was good, but I think I kind of came off the line being lined up. Got it straightened out though. Good. Let's see if I can get a flyover. Yeah. And there you have it. That's a completed full demo of the Embraer XCrafts Embraer E175, and I would say for this one, it's a payware aircraft. I would go with this payware, this particular one. It's worth the money, and if you haven't gotten it yet, I would say this would be a good one to purchase. All right.